we do have some rain in the forecast, so we are going to have to keep our eyes on the radar. The coverage both today and tomorrow will be around 40% of the area. It will keep the temperatures down, though. We'll only get up to 94, and that's the spots that don't get rain. Some areas are going to stay even lower than that as we have that rain moving in. We have a couple of showers around this morning. Most of that will start to dissipate, and then we'll see a building of the rain and storms from the south. So areas that can expect to get this first are primarily east of I-35. We could see a storm or two even by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then it all spreads outward. By the evening, I think we see things clearing up. Once that first round comes through, that'll be it. And then tomorrow, once again, starting with a couple of showers in the morning down to the south, and then we could see a storm or two even earlier in the day in those areas to the southeast. That's the sea breeze and that more tropical air mass interaction. And then when we get daytime heating, we start to see some storms firing up to the north. We actually have a boundary that's moving down south from the Central Plains. That's going to be providing us some lift, and we'll see storms firing up through the afternoon into the early evening. This is 7 o'clock, and the modeling has some storms still hanging on. And then even overnight into Monday morning.
Acquisitions, we lost a lot of, I think about 12 neighborhood parks. AISD condemned us, so that kicked us back a little bit in our percentage of neighborhoods or population served. Going back and trying to acquire land in those areas are going to be very expensive. Infill parks are our per acre most expensive parks that we can acquire. So we have ranked the city into areas that, there's another map. I don't know what slide that's on, Scott. It was the map that talked about infill parks, and the deeper purple areas are the highest priority areas, and where we're past it there are areas where we're really focused on trying to either break down a barrier to provide access to neighborhoods in the community, or acquiring parkland in those areas.
And is there
the average acquisition in that area is infill park is $2 million and another $2 million to develop a park.
And do we have, like, to move it either every 1% or every 5% costs us X million dollars? Just, I'm trying to.
Well, there's 1 million people in the city of Austin, roughly. So, if a park serves 10,000 people, you can think of, or 30,000 people, you can think of what percentage that might move the dial. I can't do that math off the top of my head, but
sure. Well, what do we think? There's obviously a conversation going on right now about land acquisition as part of a bond, a parks or broader bond effort. I think the number within that proposal was around $50 million as well.
I'm looking for information about pickleball courts in Austin.
Cool. Like specific to locations or rules or what?
According to the City of Austin website, there's a pickleball court at Balconies District Park on Amherst Drive.
Okay.
I went there yesterday and I couldn't find the pickleball court. I asked the man who works at the park, and he said he didn't know if there's a pickleball court there. There is a basketball court there. Could it be that the basketball court doubles as a pickleball court?
It's a possibility. As for specifics, I wouldn't be able to give that answer. The most I can do is look on our map, which we have listed online, to see if that falls under multi-use, but let me get over to that here and see. So, and you said this is the one off Amherst?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And that one is a neighborhood association partner site. So, let me try to find that. Okay, so here is Balcones District Park. It's volleyball, playground. Yeah, so it's a multi-purpose court. Is how it's listed on our webpage, on our mapping system.
So the basketball court and the pickleball court are the same thing?
Yeah, it's what it's showing here on the interactive map.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Does this agreement with the city require them to build residential units?
Yes, the first 10% they are required to deliver.
No. Does the requirement, the agreement require them to build any residential units?
No.
Well, so, I mean, this is the other part of the problem. There's just so much trust me, and then statements like this are made, leaving the impression that there'll be 12,000 units of affordable housing, and then that's what you'd said. I mean, 12,000 units of housing.
Oh.
And then 20% of that would be affordable, leaving the impression that that's what you're going to deliver in this development. But the reality is, there is no requirement or commitment to actually build the housing. I'm just saying, this is what makes this so hard.
I am not a lawyer. I went ahead and tried to look at the land development code. I looked at the subsections and I looked at the changes that were proposed. But I just stopped in my tracks when it actually read that there would be no compliance. It states, according to Doghead developers, that we will not be complying with environmental criteria, but we'll get back with you at a later date. I'm not a lawyer, but that was the gist of it. So we're talking about significant environmental risk here. It has not gone before any environmental commission. This is unacceptable. This is some of the... I'm so disappointed in the city of Austin.
And I don't think that we want billionaires in East Austin already seeing their work. We see what Tesla has done to Boca Chica. Just look at what they've done to Brownsville, to that community. We don't want that in East Austin. We don't want it in East Austin. I think we've had and been overburdened by more than anybody else in the whole city. We are the fence line communities. And you know, and I know that this would never happen in West Austin.
When folks find out what you're giving away, when folks find out, here's what they'll say. When folks find out, they'll let out a howl, because you, my friends, are in the doghouse now. You're in the doghouse now. You're in the doghouse now. To be blunt, this dog don't hunt.
I've watched lifelong friends and neighbors get pushed out by gentrification. I've talked to hardworking families every day that are struggling to make ends meet here in the city that they helped build. They ask me this simple question: is Austin still a place for me? So I have this simple question for this council. Where are the tax breaks for the working families? Where are the incentives for the teachers and first responders and for the construction workers, small business owners that make Austin what it is? Where are their tax breaks? Instead, we're preparing to give millions, billions in public tax dollars to a wealthy developer.
So they can build a 300-acre site to create conservatively 300 jobs. That is a job per acre. That is not great. That's not job growth. That is not economic development. It's corporate welfare. That does not signal that Austin is open for business. It shows that Austin will bend over for business.
As Susanna said, this is destroying jobs. This whole project for Amazon, this is the fourth richest man on the planet who is anti-labor across the board. And in fact, today's Washington Post has a big article that Amazon employees are having to take down federal welfare aid, SNAP, and Medicare.
I'm also chair-elect of the Austin Chamber of Commerce. I live in District 10 and do business in each council member district. What I appreciate about the project is that it looks beyond the property itself. It creates jobs and investment while restoring land that has already been disturbed. It expands public access to the Colorado River, invests in infrastructure, and helps generate the tax base that supports parks and other community priorities. I believe that projects like Dog's Head help us move in that direction. I respectfully ask your support.
We are setting the stage to be able to have the resources a growing city like ours needs in order to meet the needs of the community, because the state certainly isn't going to do it. And that is why I am planning to vote yes, why we need to move forward on this.
Those in favor of item 111 as amended, please show your hands. All right, those opposed, please raise your hands. Members, there being 7 votes in favor and 3 in opposition and 1 absence, item number 111 as amended passes on all 3 readings.